Fun 107, Michael and Maddie. Today is Monday, August 12th, 2024.
I like big butts and I
Happy birthday to Sir Mix-a-Lot. He turned 61 today. And then there's Casey Affleck.
Want to talk real customers? Kid, that's me. I'm like the mayor of Dunkin's. This is the face of Dunkin' Donuts right there.
He turns 49 today. 11 years ago today, Whitey Bulger was convicted of 11 murders and dozens of other crimes, most of them committed while he was an informant for the FBI. IBM introduced their first personal computer, the 5150. That was 43 years ago today. And The Wizard of Oz.
There is no place like home. There's no place like home.
It had its world premiere. Good morning. It is Michael and Maddie. And don't forget to head over to the Fun 107 app and enter to win those tickets to see Usher live.
Bringing your taste of Hollywood right here to the South Coast. And we are here for it. We're spilling the tea with Maddie's Entertainment Update on the Michael and Maddie Show.
When Taylor Swift returns to the stage, London authorities and Wembley Stadium will be taking extraordinary steps for security, including some specifically deployed to stop potential terrorists. Taylor's 3 upcoming shows at Wembley will be relying on additional private security specializing in counterterrorism. The private security force will also be deployed because of ongoing London riots that are placing a major strain on local police. Wembley, in particular, commonly has high-level security measures in place, especially compared to similar venues, and it's one of the safest in Europe from a counterterrorism perspective, but there are still a lot of concerns. The big issue for Taylor's upcoming shows will be protecting the throngs of Swifties that always gather outside of the concert venues. Huge crowds outside her other Euro concert stops, like the one in Munich, for example. Fact is, her very loyal fans congregate outside venues, even if they don't have tickets, so that's going to need protection, too. Like, imagine being so big, you need protection inside and outside.
You need protection for the protection.
Wild. Private security firms work with police outside of events where fans gather. They're usually tasked with sniffing out suspicious people. Counterterrorism security forces tend to deploy plainclothes and uniformed personnel whose job is to look for strange people in the crowd. If someone's scanning the area for cameras and police, that would be a sign something's not right. In most cases, the tactic is to be friendly with the suspicious individual and ask if they need help with anything. But if security gets the slightest whiff of anything nefarious, police will be called in immediately.
See you later.
Kudos to Taylor Swift for even continuing to perform, because all I know is if there was a potential terrorist attack on one of my concerts, see you later, I'm going home.
Especially if you're outside of the country.
I'm like, I don't know how she's not completely terrified to take the stage.
I'd be okay and at, how do you say it? Wembley? Wembley, I can never say it. Because you're right. That is one of the most jacked up secure areas in Great Britain. So I guess that would give me a little bit of like safe hope, but you're not wrong. Trust me.
I would just be so terrified. Because like, yes, you hope because of the security you're going to be good, but you know, who knows? Who knows?
Can't let them win though. That's the problem.
Oh my God.
Can't let them win.
It's just so scary. I worry about the people outside the stadium, the people that are gathering in large crowds. And there's London riots going on right now. So, like, throw that into the mix. And
I didn't even know that.
Oh, my gosh. It's a lot. It's a lot. And with Taylor Swift still performing, I'm just kind of shocked. I actually have a friend going to this. She made a little vacation out of it. She's going. I think she's already there. So I'm like, oh, my God.
So is that London?
Yes.
That's London, yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's a nice little trip, though.
I'm sure it'll be a great trip. I just hope she is okay.
Be safe. That's all we're saying.
You know, seriously. So life is a climb, but the view sure is great. Just ask Miley Cyrus. Yesterday, the Hannah Montana alum made history as the youngest person ever to be named a Disney legend, an honor bestowed on individuals who have significantly influenced the company. Standing on stage ahead of her speech at a D23 event in California, she got teary-eyed as the audience roared with applause for her. She then detailed that she wrote 2 speeches, one long for the Queen I'm supposed to be, and one short, if I get scared, before she recalled the beginnings of Hannah Montana in 2005, when she joked that she definitely wasn't created in a lab as a Disney kid. After going through the behind-the-scenes process of how Hannah Montana came to be, even detailing that she wasn't initially cast in the role, she said, I had gotten a taste of what life could be, and from that on, I didn't want anything else.
In reality, I was a little girl in a blonde wig at the mall with a big dream, but in my heart, I was Hannah Montana. And I was so proud to be. A little bit of everything has changed since that day. But at the same time, nothing has changed at all. I stand here still proud to have been Hannah Montana. He made Miley in so many ways. This award is dedicated to Hannah and all of her amazing, loyal fans, and to everyone who has made my dream a reality. To quote the legend herself, this is the life.
Hannah Montana. Do you remember that craze?
I watched maybe a half episode in my entire lifetime.
I mean, I barely watched the show, but I just remember the Hannah Montana craze and how, like, people just, it was like the first Taylor Swift type thing. Do you remember where she kind of had to, like, how do I say this? Like, basically kill off the character.
Yes. Yeah. That's where I kind of joined the Miley team.
Well, it's just funny because it's like she was literally going on tour as Hannah Montana for a while. And then she got to the age where she's like, yeah, I just want to be Miley Cyrus now. Like, can we all just let me be Miley Cyrus? I like the fact that she's so honored by this award. She, you know, she was a controversial Disney kid, I think, you know, and to see her be so humbled by the award and just be so happy about it. It was a really cool moment. I didn't know I was her age. She seems older. 31.
Same age? 31, yeah.
Damn. Like
I like her comeback. Like, you know, she was going down a bad road, but she was also finding herself. And then when she did the mature, the growth.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, hey, good for her.
good for her. More honorees at the event included Angela Bassett, who else? James Cameron, Jamie Lee Curtis, Harrison Ford, Kelly Ripa. I don't know why.
Why?
I'm not sure why Kelly Ripa, but I was so here for Hannah Montana. So happy for her. The Olympics closing ceremonies have always served as a nice send-off for one of the world's biggest sporting events. However, this year's formalities had something extra special on display: Tom Cruise. It was reported that he was going to do an epic stunt, and he sure did. He rappelled down into the stadium during the closing ceremonies, and it was followed by a pre-recorded video of him skydiving onto the Hollywood sign in L.A. That is crazy. I mean, he just completely pulled a Mission Impossible, and it was really, really cool. Watching the video, it's a little scary. I mean, he is straight up at the top of the stadium and just rappels down. Did you catch the part where a random woman, like, made out with him almost?
Yeah, tried to sneak a little kiss.
That was bizarre.
He's a married man, right?
I don't think so.
No.
So he rappels down. He's in the middle of the crowd. He's saying hello to people. He's shaking people's hands. And this woman just grabs him.
Grabs his face.
And kisses him on both cheeks. I'm like, what is happening here? Like, and he just took it in stride. He just kept going. There was a surprise appearance from Simone Biles. She had the Olympic flag, and she handed it to Tom, who rode away on a motorcycle in a pre-filmed sequence that ended with him soaring above L.A. in a skydiving stunt.
Can I be honest about Tom for a second? He's looking a little old.
I mean,
his face looks like
he's 62.
I know, but he looks like he got stung by a flock of wasps. I know it makes no sense.
Yeah.
But.
No, he looks a little swollen in the face.
Yeah,
a couple surgeries for sure. Billie Eilish, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, they all performed at a pre-recorded show from a California beach. There was a lot of TikTok circulating. A lot of people upset at the closing ceremonies because they thought that this was going to be live.
Oh, gotcha.
And they weren't. And it was just played on a screen. So that was a little disappointing. But the performances were really cool. They were all California natives performing. Let's look at the...
that makes sense now.
Yes,
I get it. Okay.
Because it's going to be in California.
Oh my God,
the
it's
final
Monday.
medal count. You ready for this?
Not really, because...
We are tied with China for 40 gold medals. But you know what? We took it home, man. 126 medals in total.
New record.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yep.
We crushed it this year.
So good.
More entertainment up now on the Fun 107. Michael and Maddie and Ceci calling for some sunshine today.
Yes, sir.
Maybe some scattered showers in the afternoon, but it's not going to stick around. It is 64 now. Over the weekend, we had my husband's retirement party.
Can I tell you, and I'm so ashamed to say this, I was this close of crashing it.
Oh.
I was just literally, I was going to go in, give him a hug, and then get out of there.
You should have.
You know how the day gets away from you?
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those days. But I please tell everybody about the fat head.
So I was going to say, have you heard of a fat head?
Oh, my God, yes.
And so for those that may not know what a fat head is, it's that thing. You see them a lot with like bachelorette parties or like birthday parties. It's just a blow up picture of somebody that you love, basically. I got a giant blown up picture of one of my husband's fight posters, just the face, and he's screaming his head off.
Yes.
So it's just a very interesting photo of my husband, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get it blown up. I'm going to get a fat head, and I'm going to make people take pictures with it and take videos with it, and it was really funny. Our whole thing was we were going to go to Block Island, but the weather report kept saying rain, rain, rain. Ended up being the most gorgeous day, so I don't even want to talk about that. I was so upset, but...
And this was Saturday, right?
This was Saturday.
Yeah.
My whole plan was to have just, random people on the island take photos and videos with this thing because it's hilarious. So instead, we were in Providence, and we were at Providence Brewing Company, and it was super fun. So we just made random bar patrons hang out with this giant photo of my husband, and it was a really good time.
I love what he posted on Facebook after the fact. It was such a humbling message about it was supposed to be a celebration for him, but what was it? But for him, it was a celebration.
He said something about it's really celebrating the people that have supported him for years and years, and that's just,
Your husband is not human, just saying.
I know, that's just who he is. It's like, God, you're just... Shut up!
Yeah,
you're so great. You're so great. But no, we had a blast, and this is my PSA to you. If you have any sort of celebration coming up, buy the fat head.
Yes.
Get the fat head. It is so funny. There's pictures up on my Instagram and Facebook if you want to go creep on my husband. But it was super fun. I was just really mad at Mother Nature because I missed out on a day on Block Island.
The remnants of Debbie was not as bad as you thought. Now, for the first time, I didn't see any rain. I saw wind. Friday after the show, I had a wedding that night, and that's what I was worried about. I'm like, ceremony's outside, this poor couple. It was just windy, but it was beautiful, and it was warm, and it was kind of like, still remember we were talking about that fallish air. And then Saturday comes, which was supposed to be your big day with Ross. Hot August sunshine.
Yeah, it was a perfect summer day. I was so upset.
I wonder the Block Island ferry, I bet that might have been choppy.
It would have been choppy, but you would have got there and it would have been fine.
That's true.
It would have been fine. But we had a good time. It was a great celebration. He is officially retired. No more fighting. He's just going to be a physical therapist these days. But listen, I'm telling you, get the fat head. 7, Michael and Maddie. Good morning. Don't forget, head over to that Fun 107 app. Enter to win for some Usher tickets. Matt Rife, welcome to Rhode Island, buddy. The most viral comedian right now, deciding to put some roots down in the Ocean State.
Biggest comedian out there right now in the smallest state in the United States.
I love it. So he was recently on the Are You Garbage podcast.
I love that.
I know. Hilarious. And they were asking him just about his life. I didn't realize how cool his story really is. I mean, I think it's easy to just kind of hate on him because he's just so mainstream now. And it's like, oh, he can only do crowd work and stuff like that. And he was dirt poor and decided to leave home at like 16, 17, hopped on a bus, moved to LA, and just shoot his shot. And now he just bought 80 plus acres of land in Rhode Island.
I didn't know there was 80 acres.
So, okay, that's the joke there.
Sorry.
Okay. But he shared his impressive journey on the podcast, and he decided to share how he is now a Rhode Islander. And I guess he bought it a couple months ago. And I have a bone to pick with him because he did say that Rhode Island, quote, wasn't even in the top 10 states I looked at. All right, buddy. You still ended up here, though.
I was going to say, that's 10 states he looked over.
So he checked, he had certain criteria for his new home. He said he wanted it to be convenient for travel. Bro, I don't know if you've heard, but traveling in Rhode Island right now is not that easy. But what he's really referring to is the airport. It's right there. Perfect. He wanted a good comedy scene, and he even shouted out Comedy Connection in Providence, which is so cool because the Comedy Connection is a great spot. But he also, said Boston's right there. He could travel to Boston. And he wanted lots of land. So he said, I got all of that for probably the price of a 2-bedroom house with no yard in L.A.
So this has got to be North Rhode Island?
This is definitely, okay, so I was watching the podcast, and he said that he now lives about 20 minutes away from the Conjuring House in Burrowville.
All right, yeah.
Fun fact, Matt Rife loves the paranormal.
He does.
So he lives 20 minutes away from there. My guess is he's living in Smithfield. Somewhere in the Smithfield area. There's so much land over there.
That's pretty close. That's 40 minutes from where you're sitting right now.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'm picturing like he's way up in the boonies. Like, for example, if someone says, hey, I'm from New York. Okay, where?
Yeah.
But they're like by the Canadian border.
Yeah, well, the issue is it's Rhode Island. It's only 40 miles long.
Yeah, that's true.
I live about 15, 20 minutes from there.
All right, that's even cooler.
It's pretty cool. But he said it has... So when they asked him how big it was, this was such a flex. He's like, well, it's technically 4 bedrooms, but there's 2 houses on the property, so it's about 8 bedrooms. But, it sits on 80 acres of land. What?
Love that,
80
by the way.
acres? They said that's most of Rhode Island. And he said, well, yeah, I wanted equity in the state. Well, now you have it. The coolest part, though, and I think Rhode Island comedy fans will love this one, he plans to build a soundstage on his 80 acres of land so he can film his own content on the property. Okay,
so are we talking public access, though?
It sounds like he wants to do his own shows there.
Bro, you're...
What a flex.
Yeah, but, I mean, it sounds cool now until you just have a horde of people coming left and right.
I don't know if I'd want fans at my house.
I would not.
Yeah.
Take that 80 acres of property and tell people to get off your land.
Yeah, basically. I don't know. And it's interesting because... He says that. He says he wants to build a soundstage, but then all of these outlets, Fun 107 included, decided to write stories about it. I guess he's not all that happy about it.
He's not happy.
But you know what? We're just excited that you're here, and it makes me think, like, where should he go first to eat?
Let's go get some hot dogs over at
if he gets hot dogs, I'm going to be so disappointed. He needs to get, like, some good Italian food or something.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Downtown Providence. But welcome to Rhode Island, Matt. Hope to see you soon.
It's your neighbor. It's your new neighbor.
I know. It is 6:53. Let's head over to the WBSM newsroom with Phil Devitt.
The death of a woman in a Taunton pond is under investigation. 23-year-old Elfreda Giovanni of that city was found dead in Bunk Pond on Saturday. The call came in late afternoon. Police say Giovanni drowned. Her death is not believed to be suspicious. Vineyard Wind has a plan to clean up the mess created by a broken turbine blade. Its action plan includes removing debris from the platform of the turbine south of Martha's Vineyard, shaking any other debris loose from the turbine, possibly cutting off a portion of the blade, and removing debris from the ocean floor. Foam and fiberglass pieces have been washing up on beaches on Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, and Westport over the last month. A preliminary investigation shows the blade failure was caused by a manufacturing error up in Canada. No decision was made regarding a potential dismissal of charges against Karen Reed. The judge said she'll issue a ruling at a later date. Reed is accused of killing her Boston cop boyfriend John O'Keefe with her SUV and leaving him to die in a snowstorm. A mistrial was declared about 5 weeks ago, and her lawyers asked the judge on Friday to dismiss the charges. They claim jurors were unanimous in acquitting her of murder, but were hung on the manslaughter charge. Large crowds, both pro and anti-Karen Reed, showed up outside the courthouse before the hearing. President Biden is explaining why he decided to end his re-election campaign. In an interview with CBS Sunday Morning, Biden said polls showed the race between him and Donald Trump was neck and neck. He added that he was concerned it could negatively impact other Democrats running in the House and Senate in November. Biden announced last month he'd end his campaign amid pressure from other Democrats following his poor debate performance against Trump. And did you catch the Olympics closing ceremony? It included appearances and performances from the likes of Tom Cruise, Snoop Dogg, Billie Eilish, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers as Paris handed over the Summer Games to Los Angeles. The final competitions took place earlier Sunday, with the U.S. women's basketball team closing out the games by defeating France in a nail-biter. The win gave Team USA 40 gold medals and 126 overall. It's the 8th straight Olympics the U.S. has finished atop the total medal standings. In other sports this morning, Red Sox begin a 3-game set with the Texas Rangers at Fenway tonight at 7:10. And the Patriots gearing up for their second preseason game. That's Thursday with the Philadelphia Eagles at Gillette Stadium. Traffic and weather next. From the Blue Point Restaurant Newsroom, I'm Phil Devitt for Fun 107.
Michael and Maddie, good morning. Now get ready for this, baby. If you love chowder, the 19th annual Seaport Chowder Fest is coming. So excited. We love going every year, but this year it's a little more special because we're going to be judging it.
You're looking at, actually you're hearing 2 out of 3 of the judges is here. So they have
it's going to be intense.
The morning show is going to be the blind testers.
I don't take this lightly. I do not take this lightly. I'm going to be very serious. I'm going to take my chowder seriously.
Maddie, do not eat breakfast. I know what they say, that's a rookie move, but I'm telling you, you need every inch of your stomach. We're going to be eating a lot of chowder that day.
Oh, boy.
And signature soups, which is great, too. Kind of like, mixes it up and whatnot. But I've done this before. It's difficult. It's so tough because there will be one. You're like, oh, my God, that's it. And then 2 chowders down the road, you're like, oh, man, was that one better? So now I'm calling back, hey, can I have number 17 again? Mm-hmm. And then I end up going down a chowder hole. But what's different this year, and I think this is absolutely brilliant, they got Gut Chew, which is like the local DoorDash around here, to help with this. And what you can do, they now have a concierge service.
Concierge?
So if you don't want to wait in the line, you can go on the app while you're there and say, hey, bring me table number 4.
Oh, my gosh.
And they'll bring you it, so you don't got to wait in the line to go get yours.
That's wild.
How awesome is that?
So you'll just be sitting down, and you can put a Got You order at table number 7.
Yes.
Wow.
They have, they're going to have some entertainment like a band, so you can essentially go sit down, watch the band, and have, I think it's Be Kind Rewind will be the band this year, and they'll bring you, like a butler service, your chowder.
That's high class.
That's innovative right there.
That's pretty high class right there.
Now, we're already, they're going to, they'll serve us. They'll take care of us. However, if you're looking to get that VIP experience, this is something brand new this year to the Chowder Fest. And the one SouthCoast Chamber, whoever it was with the brains behind this, A+. A+. So get ready. This is going to be a good time.
October 12th, City Pier 3, New Bedford. Just sit down and have Table 8 brought to you if you want.
That's what I'm talking about.
The 19th annual Fine Foods New Bedford Seaport Chowder Fest, October 12th. Find the details up on the Fun 107 app. It is 7:52. Let's head over to the WBSM newsroom. Here's Phil.
The death of a woman in a Taunton pond is under investigation. 23-year-old Elfreda Giovanni of that city was found dead in Bunk Pond on Saturday. The call came in late afternoon. Police say Giovanni drowned. Her death is not believed to be suspicious. Vineyard Wind has a plan to clean up the mess created by a broken turbine blade. Its action plan includes removing debris from the platform of the turbine south of Martha's Vineyard, shaking any other debris loose from the turbine, possibly cutting off a portion of the blade, and removing debris from the ocean floor. foam and fiberglass pieces have been washing up on beaches on Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, and Westport over the last month. A preliminary investigation shows the blade failure was caused by a manufacturing error up in Canada. No decision was made regarding a potential dismissal of charges against Karen Reed. The judge said she'll issue a ruling at a later date. Reed is accused of killing her Boston cop boyfriend John O'Keefe with her SUV and leaving him to die in a snowstorm. A mistrial was declared about 5 weeks ago, and her lawyers asked the judge on Friday to dismiss the charges. They claim jurors were unanimous in acquitting her of murder, but were hung on the manslaughter charge. Large crowds, both pro and anti-Karen Reed, showed up outside the courthouse before the hearing. President Biden is explaining why he decided to end his re-election campaign. In an interview with CBS Sunday Morning, Biden said polls showed the race between him and Donald Trump was neck and neck. He added that he was concerned it could negatively impact other Democrats running in the House and Senate in November. Biden announced last month he'd end his campaign amid pressure from other Democrats following his poor debate performance against Trump. And did you catch the Olympics closing ceremony? It included appearances and performances from the likes of Tom Cruise, Snoop Dogg, Billie Eilish, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers as Paris handed over the Summer Games to Los Angeles. The final competitions took place earlier Sunday, with the U.S. women's basketball team closing out the games by defeating France in a nail-biter. The win gave Team USA 40 gold medals and 126 overall. It's the 8th straight Olympics the U.S. has finished atop the total medal standings. In other sports this morning, Red Sox begin a 3-game set with the Texas Rangers at Fenway tonight at 7:10. And the Patriots gearing up for their second preseason game. That's Thursday with the Philadelphia Eagles at Gillette Stadium. Traffic and weather next. From the Blue Point Restaurant Newsroom, I'm Phil Devitt for Fun 107.
Fun 107, Michael and Maddie. Usher Raymond, here he comes. He's going to be coming to the TD Garden later this month, and we want to make sure that you get into the show thanks to our friends Dash Laundromat and Revitalize RX Dartmouth. He's coming on his first national tour in years. Head over to the Fun 107 app to enter, just like Brandy DeCorso. Good morning, Brandy.
Hi, Maddie.
What are you up to today?
Oh, I'm at work right now.
Oh, what do you do?
I am a bakery manager over at Trukey's in New Bedford.
Over at Trukey's in New Bedford.
It smells real good in there right now.
What are you baking this morning?
Actually, we just baked the bread,
Oh.
and I'm making wheat bars right now.
Delish. We heard that you may be an Usher fan. Is that correct?
My son saw, oh my God, you have no idea. He saw the halftime show, and he was like, Mom, I want Usher tickets. And I said, Bud, look, either you have a party or you get Usher tickets. I can't do both. So he was like, all right, I'll have a party then, Mom. I'll have a party. I'll queue up for a party. But, you have no idea.
How old's your son?
He is 10.
When did he start loving Usher? Was it the halftime show?
Well, but he liked his music before. He used to dance around in the kitchen and stuff like that to him. So, it is what it is, right?
Well, I think you're about to get some serious mommy points because you just won a pair of tickets to see Usher live.
Oh, my God. You have no idea how much this is going to... He is so excited. You have no idea.
I love it.
I hope you win. And I'm like, Bud, if I don't, it is what it is. Don't worry about it. You'll still have a great birthday. Don't worry about it. But, thank you so much. Thank you.
When is his birthday?
His birthday is August 21st.
Okay, so this is a great birthday gift.
Yes. But the thing is, I think the dates that Usher is in is the 27th and the 28th. His father passed away on the 27th. So I was like, look, Bud, if we can make a great memory on that day, that would be amazing. And he was like, yeah, Mom, let's do that. Hopefully we get him.
That's fantastic. I'm so happy you won these this morning because now we can give you that really good memory.
Oh, thank you so much. He was going to be so ecstatic. He's going to be so happy.
Well, all thanks to Dash Laundromat and Revitalize RX, you and your son are going to see Usher live. Let everybody know who's hooking you up this morning, girl.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much. Fun 107 rocks. Maddie, you are awesome.
You're great. 90-second news update now. Here's Phil.
The person who drowned in a local pond over the weekend was a 23-year-old Taunton woman. The body of Elfreda Giovanni was found in Bunk Pond late Saturday afternoon. That's on the Taunton-Raynham line north of Interstate 495. Police say the drowning doesn't seem suspicious, but they're investigating. A pedestrian died in North Attleboro Sunday morning after being hit by a vehicle. The crash happened on Commonwealth Avenue in the mid-morning. 62-year-old Daniel Stober was pronounced dead at the hospital. Police say the 24-year-old Attleboro man driving the car that struck Stober stayed on scene and tried to help. He's not facing any charges at the moment. An investigation is underway. Vineyard Wind is playing cleanup following the collapse of a turbine blade out at sea. Pieces of the blade have been washing up on the islands and Westport over the last few weeks, mainly fiberglass and foam. Now the company says it plans to scoop up any remaining debris at the base of the turbine and on the ocean floor, and to shake the turbine loose to bring down any other hanging parts that could pose hazards. A preliminary investigation shows that broken blade was likely the result of a manufacturing error up in Canada. President Biden is issuing a stark warning about a second Donald Trump presidency. In his first televised interview since stepping down from the presidential race, Biden told CBS Sunday morning Trump is a genuine danger to American security.
Look, we're at an inflection point in world history. We really are. The decisions we make in the last 3-4 years and the next 3 or 4 years are going to determine what the next 6 decades look like.
Biden said he's not confident there would be a peaceful transfer of power if Kamala Harris defeats Trump in November. Trump warned in March that if he lost the election, it would be a, quote, bloodbath for the U.S. auto industry and country. Comments Biden and Democrats have claimed were inciting political violence. And husband and wife Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are dominating the box office. Reynolds' Deadpool and Wolverine took the top spot at the box office for the third straight week. The Marvel Studios film took in $54 million to bring its global total to just over $1 billion. Meanwhile, Lively's It Ends With Us blew past expectations with $50 million at its debut weekend to take second place. Last time a husband and wife duo took the top 2 spots at the box office was in 1990 when Bruce Willis's Die Hard 2 finished in first and Demi Moore's Ghost debuted in second. In sports, the Red Sox start a 3-game set with the Texas Rangers at Fenway Park tonight. First pitch at 7:10. And the Patriots gearing up for their second preseason game. That's Thursday with the Philadelphia Eagles at Gillette. Traffic and weather next. From the Blue Point Restaurant Newsroom, I'm Phil Devitt for Fun 107.
Fun 107, Michael and Maddie. Nothing like a little bit of sunshine to make a Monday morning just a little better. We're going to see highs in the 80s today. It is 68 now. And I think a lot of people are out and about on the water these days. It is summertime after all, and we're seeing lots of boats in the harbor. But there was one boat, I guess you could call it in particular, that has us scratching our head right now. If you saw a car floating on the water in Fall River over the weekend, you're not going crazy. It's actually a thing. What is this?
It looks like some kind of BMW, some kind of Rolls Royce that was turned into a boat, or a boat that was
It is a
convertible, and just some guy casually driving around, and this is the marina over by the Tipsy Seagull.
So it literally looks like a typical boat, but just with the body of a car.
The body of a car. Now, I want to know who did this. There's a back seat. There's a front seat. I'm guessing there's going to be a really nice sound system as well, but things you see in Fall River.
This doesn't look safe to me.
It doesn't.
This does not look safe to me at all.
But, I mean, it's very unique.
I need to know this person.
It's a blue convertible.
It's a blue convertible. That's it.
And that's it.
It literally doesn't look like a boat whatsoever. It literally looks like a car driving on water. I've never seen anything like it. I've seen these in like the Bahamas.
Yes.
You can rent these things, but
this is handmade. Somebody made this.
This is crazy. I need to know who this person is. So if you are the person that owns this and you're listening, please call us. Or if you know who this is, we need to know the details. Floating car in Fall River? Yeah. I need to know more. Fun 107, Michael and Maddie. Now the Olympics officially over. but people cannot stop talking about Rachel Gunn. And I totally understand
of
why.
Australia, Rachel?
The Australian breakdancer that is breaking the internet. She caused quite a stir during the inaugural breaking debut at the Olympics on Friday. I've seen all the videos. I've watched them dozens of times because I am just trying to understand, and I don't. She's gone viral because of her very, let's call it interesting take on breakdancing. Watching these videos, I'm just like, what, girl? Like, what is happening? Obviously, the internet just had a absolute field day with this woman, but she competes under the name Ray Gunn, and she didn't earn, she did not earn a single point from the judges. She scored a 0.
Well, I mean, it's history.
She scored a 0, okay? But I had to do some research because I kept seeing reports that she had never break danced or braked in her life, and she just like walked into the Olympics. I was like, there can't be, that can't be a thing. Like, you can't just walk into the Olympics. So apparently, she is pretty well known in Australia. She has a PhD in cultural studies, and she's a college professor in Sydney. She was named the top-ranked B-girl, so breaker, by the Australia Breaking Association in 2020 and in 2021. And she won the Oceania Breaking Championships in 2023. So this girl absolutely has done some breaking in her life. It's just a very interesting take on the matter.
And I understand that different countries have, they like to put their own kind of culture into it, but this is Australia, and the only thing I could see was her hopping around like a kangaroo.
It was unreal. She said, all of my moves are original. Yeah, nobody was questioning that. She said, creativity is really important to me. I go out there and I show my artistry. Sometimes it speaks to the judges. Sometimes it doesn't. I do my thing, and it represents art. You know what? I got to give it to her. She has no shame. She was like, this is me. This is what I do. This is what I love. And here we go. But oh, my goodness. Some of the tweets, they had me dying. My favorite one was when your kid says, watch this, and then they just do whatever they want to do. Like, yes, love that.
I like the one where it's she was kind of like rolling around on the floor, and it reminds me of my dog after a fresh cut grass.
Yep, that's a good one.
Rolling around on her back.
That's a good one. Somebody saying, not telling someone that they can't dance has global implications. Yes, it does. Oh, my God.
It's like Elaine from Seinfeld. Remember that episode?
I just feel like she's trolling everybody.
Yes.
But I'm not sure. I'm really, because, I mean, her credentials tell me no. She does this for a living. I
don't know.
Oh, my gosh. It was wild. I don't think we'll see her back. Maybe we will. I don't know.
If I'm Australia, I wouldn't send her back.
But my goodness, the world knows Rachel Gunn now.
There you go. See,
it's like, what?
Any publicity is good publicity.
I guess, but like, I feel like I could try out for breaking now.
Yeah. You know what? That's what she did. She set the stage saying anybody can do it now.
Is that the best message?
I don't know, but I'll see you in 2020.